Welcome Gymea Baptist Church. My name's Matt Willis for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do, it's still Matt Willis. 2008 has been a huge year in the life of our church. We've had amazing stories of God seen in both decisions we've made as a church and individually in people's own walks of faith. So we thought now would be an awesome opportunity to get amongst you guys and ask a few questions about the year that you've had and some of the stories that you have to share with our church. Andrew Fisher has an amazing story about his unique organisation called Jesus Racing. It started as a small idea and has become a huge and amazing opportunity for he and his team to spread the gospel of Jesus in schools and conferences all around Australia.
Jesus, all about live Falcon, and it is a good even start. Giannis Derham, who won the round at Wakefield Park, starts from the pole on the inside. The run to turn one, but Fisher has got the run and takes the lead.
Yes, it's all happening.
Oh, Andrew Fisher off the road and through the side.
Grab a gear, go, go, go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hear that.
Now it's a drag race. Ford and Holden, Kim Jane and Andrew Fisher. Fisher's up the inside. He's going to steal race two.
Oh, Kim Jane had it. It was there. He can smell it. He can see it. It's all over.
So Andrew Fisher takes his first win ever in the Yokohama V8 Utes. And what a way to do it.
Yeah, look, obviously, Jesus Racing is fairly prominent now in the church and in the wider Christian community, and so that's been a huge step for both myself and my family, not just in terms of financial, but also just as far as my faith is concerned. And because this year God has taken us further than what we thought He was going to, and have actually come to a situation where we've given up 3 days worth of work each week to actually concentrate now on the Jesus Racing ministry. My relationship with Gymea is really important. It's a funny thing, I'm probably here less than I have ever been, but for as a head of the home and a father and a husband, it's really, really important for me to have a place where my family goes to church. We feel a great deal of love, a great deal of encouragement, but also a great deal of accountability, and that's important when I'm travelling as much as I am, for me to feel that the family is accountable to actually get to church and to be a part of the church and a part of the community. And obviously for Anne-Marie and myself, we've chosen to stay with Gymea for that particular reason. Our kids love the Sunday school here. Harrison and Lily both love the teachers, Sunday school teachers, and the education they get, and that's just vital for me as a father, and as a husband for my family. When I think about it, that's the most important thing. There's no point in me going off and doing what I do around the country and seeing my family fall apart spiritually. That would be just a ridiculous thing to have happen.
Debbie and Simon Arnold are a true testament of how God is growing the community here at Gymea. They arrived earlier this year and are now a part of many areas of the church.
We decided that we would live in Como. We found this lovely house that we wanted to live in and great school for the children. And the thing that we needed to decide upon was a church, because we were heavily involved in our church back home, which was also a Baptist church. And Simon happened to Google churches, and so he found Gymea Baptist on the internet, which, by the way, has a great internet site. We were really impressed with it, and we found that the church had very similar views to what we had at Spraydon, same, very missional, good with the community, and great stuff for the youth, because we have 4 younger children, so we wanted something that we could also integrate them into church life as well. Once we moved in here, first Sunday we were off to church, and who greeted us at the door but Angelo. He is just outstanding, and he spotted us from the minute. Of course the accent does tell that we are foreign, and he guided us because we didn't know where to take the children. He pretty much escorted us up the stairs and we filled out names. It was fabulous.
Yeah, so I mean, we sort of think that a number of things led us here. I got a great job, a great career move. We've got a great house. School's just down the road. It's fantastic. There's a really great community feel here. And now we're going to Gymea Baptist, and it's a great sort of community church, and we love it. And all of those sort of things seem sort of coincidental, but we don't believe that. I think we really think that God sort of guided our path here, and we're meant to be.
This year, Jane Faase, who's married to Pastor Carl, has been discovering a deeper experience of our God. She's thrown herself into several ministry areas, realising that God requires not her ability, but her availability.
I guess I started to stop making excuses for where I was at with God, and I started to make little intentional steps where I knew that I would be held accountable and that I knew that I would put myself in a position where God could use me and God could make my life a significant contribution. I guess I knew that there was more I could contribute. I wanted God to use me more in my life. I was surrounded by friends and family that God was using in great ways, but I wanted to be part of that as well. And so instead of being confined by my own limitations, I started to think, what if God could use me and equip me for whatever tasks lay ahead.
During the school term, the youth hang out at the church on a Friday night. It's here that they can hear the message of Jesus and have an awesome time doing it as well. Olivia Dwyer is one of our youth, and she's committed to having her friends experience the gospel.
There's been a lot more people coming along that didn't follow Jesus. Yeah, a lot of people bring their friends along because the activities have been a lot more versatile. They're not too full-on kind of thing. We've had a couple of series where the first week's not been too full-on than the second week. Yeah, and just kind of working people into knowing more about Jesus. There was the 40-hour famine. A lot of people came to the sleep out, and so that kind of helped them to engage in helping out with the 40-hour famine as well. There's been a lot of emotional times in the youth this past year, but everyone's kind of been there to help each other out. I think it's extremely important because a lot of, just because like our whole youth group comes along to church, and so it's kind of like an input to the church as well. So, yeah.
The progress of our buildings has been one of the biggest blessings for the church this year. Paul Beckman is the building project manager and has served many tireless hours looking after the finer details.
Well, it's been an incredible year this year, hasn't it? We only have to look around to see what's been happening this year. As late as 2 months ago, we had 3 houses standing here. We hadn't started the car park yet, and yet here we are in great expectations, sitting in a block of land that's vacant, that's a mess, and that's ready for us to go. So it's been, from my perspective as a building coordinator, it's been an incredible year of plans coming together after many years of planning and negotiating, really all the things coming together in a wonderful way, with lots of challenges along the way, and we continue to work through some of those, but it's been just an incredible year so far. It's been a great experience and a reflection on seeing that when our own resources are stretched to the limit and we don't quite know what's going to happen next, and when disappointment comes, and we've had quite a bit of that during this year in the building project, right at those times things come from left field that you really can't explain, and they've just been incredible, and I've been incredibly encouraged by that. Working with the people that we do, we've had the great privilege, even though we're dealing with secular companies, of within those secular companies having Christians at every end who understand what the church is all about, who understand what we need, right through into council. And that's been a real encouragement that ultimately we know we're working together for God's glory in this place. My hope next year is that I'll be sitting here towards the end of this next year, fully enclosed in a building with beautiful carpet on nice new chairs. So my hope is that this coming year things will run smoothly in terms of the building, that it will come together. We need to make some important decisions as a church, and then we have some big stretches financially for a church as a whole to make this all happen. But my hope is that it will be an incredible year, and we'll be able to look back towards the end of 2009 and rejoice with the blessings that God has given us in this place.
These are just a few great stories that we have to celebrate, and for each one there are many more. Our prayer is that they will be a true encouragement and inspiration to you, and that 2009 will see many stories just like these.